Despite all its flaws, New Jersey Transit delivers a big economic bang for the state and has sweeping benefits for residents. That's the conclusion of new data released this week from the Regional Plan Association, putting a dollar value on the state's public transit system and how much it'll cost us if we fail to fund it. Senior correspondent Brenda Flanagan takes a look.
Many riders who depend on NJ Transit fumed with frustration this week as triple-digit temps caused mechanical breakdowns, cancellations, and sweat-soaked misery, even as the agency reminded customers a 3% fare hike's coming July 1st. I'm on a train with no AC and 102-degree weather, one vented on X. Yet NJ Transit thinks they deserve a raise. Second price hike in a year, yet the service remains a word we can't say on TV. In Hackensack, commuters explained,
we have to have transportation in order to get back and forth from different counties and places. There's not a lot of jobs in this county. Without the public transportation, it's not worth it.
See, always, yes, I need the train because the train isn't exact the time.
The agency's customer advocate posted an apology for heat-related disruptions, and he admitted they could happen again. NJ Transit must rely on Amtrak to fix overhead power lines while it plays catch-up after years of underfunding. Meanwhile, it's riders who feel the heat as NJ Transit struggles.
That's the classic problem that transit properties have, right? There's not enough money to do the things that the customers feel. I would say it's a great loss to the state to let it struggle because it does add so much.
How much? Rachel Weinberger pointed to a new report from the Regional Plan Association. It calculates NJ Transit adds up to $13.8 billion in annual economic and social benefits statewide. That's worth more than $10,000 a year for the average New Jersey household. Plus, it reduces traffic congestion and air pollution. The report breaks it down even further for 5 different towns: Atlantic City, Bloomfield, Newark, Union City, and Hackensack, where it estimates how much living expenses would rise without NJ Transit.
Just to understand, because when you say $13 billion, I don't know about you, Brenda, but that doesn't mean anything to me. But if you said I am doubling my rent or increasing it by 50% or something like that, that's a number that I can really understand.
There are so many people that rely on transit, not just because it's convenient, but because they don't have any other choice.
Alex Ambrose with NJ Policy Perspective says the report shows in hard numbers that NJ Transit functions not as a business, but as a public service that multiplies benefits in all directions.
People who use transit then have access to jobs. They have access to doctors. They have access to schools. They have access to shopping centers that without transit, they wouldn't have access to. And those places also wouldn't have access to those customers. So that multiplying factor of New Jersey Transit is essential for both our economy and for New Jerseyans' own budgets.
The report should really be mandatory reading for the legislature and the 2 gubernatorial candidates.
Len Restos, past president of Jersey's Railroad Passenger Association. He says NJ Transit can operate more efficiently, noting his train ticket often goes uncollected. He applauds measures like the renewed corporate transit fee that'll boost funding for the agency. But that fee expires in 5 years, and the fare box isn't enough, he warns.
When you have a system that is so unreliable, you just can't keep adding 3% each year to the burden when inflation is so high and the service is just horrible.
Transit advocates acknowledge the agency is buying new cars and engines, replacing ancient infrastructure, and just settled an engineer strike. But they add Trenton still needs to figure out a solid, dedicated funding plan to make NJ Transit a truly world-class ride. I'm Brenda Flanagan, NJ Spotlight News.